Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's topic, occlusion training. So for those of you who haven't heard of occlusion training before, haven't got a clue what it is, it's pretty much blood flow restriction training, which is going to be preventing the amount of blood that's going to be going to a certain muscle tissue when you are training it. So today I'm going to be doing it and training some biceps. And what we're going to be doing is using some bands to put around the very top of the bicep, just underneath the shoulder, to cut off some of the blood supply to the bicep whilst we are training. Now the goal of blood flow restriction training is to increase muscle, and who doesn't want to do that? Now for a lot of gym goers, this will probably seem quite counterproductive, because most of the time when we're going to the gym, we actually want to increase the amount of blood flow that's getting to the muscle and the amount of nutrients that are getting in there whilst we're training. However, this is where it can get a little bit tricky when it comes to blood flow restriction training, because a lot of people don't know how to do it properly. It can often go wrong when you are not wrapping the bands properly. So for example, when we're doing biceps, it needs to go just above the bicep to cut off the blood flow, but cut off the blood flow from the veins, not the arteries. This is because we want the blood to get in so we can get that nice pump, but we don't want the blood to come back out and go back to the heart. We want to get that blood pooling and get that nice full pumped effect. The other quite cool thing about the blood flow restriction training is that because we are working pretty much what the muscle group is working with our oxygen, it's going to force your body to switch and use the fast twitch type 2 muscle fibers, which is again going to increase growth throughout the muscle tissue as well. Quite a cool little fact for you there, just saying. The other thing you're going to get is a huge build-up of lactic acid within the muscle group whilst we're training it today. That nasty shit that causes the burn and those weird sex faces whilst you're training. But it's actually a good thing for when we are doing occlusion training, because lactic acid build-up actually helps with recovery and also helps with protein synthesis as well. So how do you do occlusion training? First of all, you're going to need 2 bands, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So when you are wrapping the bands around the top of the bicep or the quad or whatever you decide to do the occlusion training, make sure when it comes to tightness, if you to wrap it as tight as possible, so 10 out of 10, try and wrap it at about a 7, so you're allowing enough blood to get in there but then not escape from the veins. So in other words, don't be stupid for where you're wrapping it to the point where your arms are going blood and you can't move them. Also, you'll probably find this out the hard way. Don't go heavy. You can probably half or go 40% of what you usually use, just because you are forcing the muscle group to work without oxygen. And this is why it's a great tool for people who are injured or have got bad joints and don't want to do loads of lifting, because it is a lot harder. It's basically another way of forcing then progressive overload for things to be a little bit harder when you're training. There is a very different type of rep range and a different way of working through the intensity of these sets, which I'm going to explain when we get in the gym and start training. So without further ado, let's get in. I'm going to train some biceps. This band on, and you can always see in comparison to my arm, the veins are popping out everywhere.
getting those pins and needles effect, but I'm going to show you now how to wrap the band for the occlusion training. We spoke about before, you want it at about a 7 out of 10 for tightness, so not to the point where you're strangling yourself and you can't feel anything, just to the point where we're blocking the veins off and the blood going back, but the arteries are still letting the blood in. So what you want to do is, I'll sit down to do this, put the band over, put a quick kink in it, double wrap it, make sure the length is about the same, and then what we're going to do is kink it again, double wrap it again, so you've got 4 loops round, put it up towards the top of the arm where the shoulder is, that's where the blood flow is going to be. And then what we want to do is grab just 2, you've got 2 bands like that, make sure it's nice and tight, put another kink in it, and then put your wrist through it, pull it all the way up, and make sure it's wrapped in the top. Might take a little bit of playing around. Oh. There we go. It should feel like when you fell asleep before and you laid on your arm and you got like these pins and needles things that feel into your arm. But in terms of the dumbbell, we've got the 10s. Usually I probably lift about 25, 30, but you want to drop down to like 15 to 40% of what you usually lift, just because again it is going to be a lot harder. Now the rep range and the way it's going to work is you're going to be doing 30 reps. You're doing 4 sets basically, 30 reps, 15 reps, 15 reps, 15 reps. So what you should be doing is either taking 30 seconds rest in between each working set with loads and loads of volume to flush the blood in there. And that's why the first working set is 30. Or you do 30 reps, take 30 seconds rest, and you do 15 reps, 15 seconds rest, 15 reps, 15 seconds rest. Feels like my muscles are just full of blood. 30 seconds rest and we'll go for another set. It's like no feeling I've ever felt before. It literally feels like my arm's gonna explode, but I've never felt one like it in my life. It's unbelievable. The skin feels like really, really tight, and like I've also got loads of blood into my arms and the veins are allowing the blood back to go to circulation. I've got a lot of blood pooling. Next set, 15 reps. These tents feel so heavy now. Oh my god. Because I've also got restricted blood to arms, the weight gets this so quickly, like it's unbelievable. Feels like I'm lifting like 30s. 15 seconds rest, go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Oh, I'm good later, last set. 7.5, drop 2. Last working set. Come on. Oh my god. What's going on? How do you feel? I felt like in life. Get them off. I can't get them off. Please. Yeah. That blood then goes back into the muscle. Oh my god. Well, what goes back into the muscle feels unbelievable. Feels like I'm back to normal again. Jesus Christ. So you can do this doing anything. Like, you can do occlusion training for your legs, quads, calves. When you're doing your quads, you just need to wrap it at the top. Obviously a little bit looser. Don't leave the bands on for too long though, because you want that blood flow to get back into the muscle group as well. So you can do it sitting around playing your PS4 as well. You're just strapped up for an hour, playing a few games of FIFA. I'm sure I'll probably do the same thing, but yeah, that's like the other feeling I felt before on biceps. Like, I don't do a lot of bicep training anyway, so I'll probably only do one exercise, but you can do this on the cables. I've seen a lot of people do it on the cables just because you can get a lot more volume and move a lot less weight, but still get a lot of blood flow in there. But try the dumbbells, try the cable curls, try the barbell curls, and see how you feel. So just finished with the occlusion training. Wow. I never felt pumped like it, have you?
No,
Unbelievable. It's not like one of those gimmicks like when you get those mad ab trainers and it's when you think, oh, it looks quite cool but doesn't do jack shit. Actually, it's probably like one of the best pumps I've ever had, so probably trying it again. Just remember, don't be wrapping it too tight, because if it goes around your arm and you cut off the arteries, it's not what you want. So I don't want to see like any of this, what's it called? 59 shades of grey shit. People are probably looking at like, why you're tying yourself up, but just make sure it's tight enough to like a 7 out of 10. The other thing is the bands that we use. You can buy expensive bands online which will pull properly around the top of the arm, which are a bit easier to get off. As you've probably seen, it was quite difficult to get the band off, but we've just been using these bands. This one is from a company called Let's Train, so I'll drop the link below for the Let's Train band if you want to try some occlusion training for a little bit cheaper. Use my code 20, so I'll drop the discount code below. Give it a try, like the video if you have a go and you enjoy it, and please subscribe, and I shall catch you very, very soon.